Hi Trader, Tina here once again from ShortMeTina.com with my daily recap. So today is Monday, so I want to say happy Monday. Hopefully your weekend wasn't too bad. Hopefully you actually enjoyed yourself this weekend. So we're about to recap the overall markets and a few other stocks. But before we do that, I just want to say welcome and thank you for stopping by. Do us a solid in the comment section. Just drop us a comment. Thoughts on how you viewed our analysis, or just whatever it is you want to say. You can drop your name or you can just say hello. But super important. Let's just get engaged and drop a comment in the comment section. All right. So what went on today in the markets? Right now, what you're looking at on your screen is a technical chart of the SPY S&P 500. It's a daily chart dating back to around 2017. So we look here, we can see that we're slightly flat to up on the day, 0.01%. We can just say that we're flat on the day. I see a quote here of 298.30. So for me, it's so interesting. So if you go back about a year ago, right? If you go back to September of 2018, the SPY was trading at around 293, 294. So effectively, within a year, September to September, the SPY or the markets has done absolutely nothing. Obviously, if you pay attention from September to, let's say, December, the market's pulled back by a good 20 to 25%. But had you have closed your laptop or decided to, take a vacation for an entire year, bought the market in September, came back a year later, more than likely your account would look almost exactly the same. There has not been much movement. So I'm not quite sure exactly what's going to catapult the SPY really outside of this. It's slightly above the range. I don't want to say it's within the range because the range is, again, 260 to around 293. So not sure what exactly is going to catapult the SPY out of this range. And for it to begin trending up, perhaps it's going to be a resolution with China, maybe better economic data. I don't know. But sitting here at 28.30 again, flat on the day, essentially flat for the past few trading days. Something needs to get the market going. So super important during this time, and I have to remind myself that, the market again is trading for the most part flat. I don't need to jump into just every and any trade. If a trade is not there, then, it makes a lot of sense to just sort of sit on my hands. And I'll be honest, it's getting, I don't want to say boring. Boring is not the best word to use, but I wish there was a little bit more activity, I want to say, within the SPY. Because right now, although we're above this breakout area of around 293 to 295 directionally, I'm not quite sure the market knows what it wants to do. So paying attention, obviously, it's a show and tell me type of market. The fact that we've remained above 295 is a good thing, but again, we've pulled back slightly. It needs to really just remain above that area for things to get going. And that's kind of what I see in this SPY. Nothing much. What else? All right, and so we have the IWM daily chart. I'm really just paying attention to price action from June to present, about 3 months, because I think that there's a bullish setup potentially underway. We're essentially slightly flat to down on the day. I see a quote here of 155.32. So what I'm looking for, so again, you can see here we bounced off a we're not going that far back. So we bounced off of August lows of around 144.25. We actually ran up to what has served as resistance for the last 2 years. We can say that 160 level, we got as high as 158.92 on this day specifically. And then we spent the past 6 or so trading days pulling back. So from a high of 158 to current closing price of 155.32, we haven't pulled back much. That's probably 1%, if that, definitely under 2%. So what I'm looking for at this point for things to look really bullish is a strong move, obviously outside of this descending trend here. I'd like to see a strong move, I would say above, let's say 157. If we can get a strong move and break through 157, more than likely we will retest once again this resistance level of the past 2 years of around 160. And at that point, as I've been waiting for the entire year mainly, it's about whether or not we can actually break through that 160 level and sustain that move. We have not done it really in any significant way for the past 2 years. So hopefully it could do that in 2019. I'm sure if it does that, that's perhaps what the market needs to really get going. I'm not quite sure what the catalyst will be, but that's what the technical chart looks like right now. What else? All right, and then we have, what do we have here? We have ticker ROKU, Roku, daily chart dating back to when the stock IPO'd back in 2017. Since peaking, and the peak was not that long ago, since peaking at 176.55 back in September, that's about, what, a week or two ago, the stock has actually lost about 40% in value. I see a close here of 107.30, 107.37, gap of 103.84 filled, and you can see the last 2 days it's been selling on like extreme volume. So I know folks are like, well, the stock is off about 40%, perhaps it's a good time to jump in. I personally wouldn't. I would let things settle with ticker ROKU. There is still a scenario where it can actually pull back to its breakout base of around 81. Do I see that happening? Maybe not so much, but I do think it perhaps can decline a little bit more from here. So looking at a potential print in the high 90s for ticker ROKU. So if you're looking to get long, I'd probably hold off for a couple more trading days until the dust settles. Again, stock is off about 40% since peaking at since peaking at around September 9th at 176.55. Stock is off about 40%. That's huge damage. Again, I let things just settle before jumping in. I see Roku trading down a little bit more. What else? And then we have ticker AVDL, daily chart dating back to around July of 2018, so about a year and 3 months or so of data. Huge congrats to the bull. Stock is up about 32% on the day. I see a close here of $4.45 with confirming volume. All right, so we went as high as 537 today. You can see we ran into resistance dating back to August of 2018, around that 535, 550 level, ran into resistance and then pulled back to close at $4.44. The low of the day clocked in at 413. So while we're not super close to today's low, in my opinion, we are close enough. We sold off, and for that, I'd be cautious going long, heading into tomorrow, or taking a long position. What you want to pay attention to, obviously, is how the stock opens up tomorrow. If we open up below 447, more than likely we're going to take out today's low and drift lower. And just be mindful that there is a gap of around 345 to get filled. Gaps generally get filled, and I think with ticker AVDL, it will get filled. So I'd be cautious going long here. What else? And then we have ticker MLNT, daily chart dating back to around 2018, but I just want to focus in on price action here. Notably today where the action actually came in. Stock is up about 22%. Again, huge congrats to the bulls. See a close here of 382. We went as high as 395. So close relatively close to today's high. That is a good sign. So heading into tomorrow, if we can actually sustain a break above today's high of 395, I think that this stock can run with ease to around 425, 430 before it runs into any sort of resistance. So that's kind of what I'm looking to or paying attention to with ticker MLNT. Again, huge move on the day, up about 32%. Pardon, why am I saying 32? It's not 32, 22. Up about 22% on the day. Again, close to 382. Today's high clocks in at 395. Heading into tomorrow, if we can take out today's high of 395, more than likely this can run to around $4.20, $4.30 before running into any resistance. And that's my take. What else? And then we have ticker OSTK, overstock, daily chart dating back to 2018, but let's focus in on trading the last few trading days. nothing but relentless selling. Stock is off about 25% today, and you can add that to the other 20+% days of selling the stock has seen within the past 7 or so trading days. I see a quote or a close here of $11.19. The low of the day clocked in at 11.05, so we closed or traded close to today's low, which tells me that the selling more than likely will continue either into tomorrow or at minimum at some point this week. So I'd be paying attention to around that $9 level that has served as support. If we look back to around June of 2019, you can see around here the stock bounced off of that $9 level several times. So I think that the selling might at least ease up. You might be able to get a bounce once the stock gets to around $9. What else? And then we have ticker KOOL, KOOL with a K daily chart dating back to around May of 2018. Stock is up about 20% on the day. Congrats to the bulls. I actually like this setup here. You can see the stock actually broke through resistance, that resistance level of around $5.50 to go as high today as $6.75. Pulled back to close at $6.40 with decent volume. You can see the volume started pouring in at the beginning of September. Again, bullish setup in my opinion. Heading into tomorrow, you want to pay attention to exactly where the stock opens up. If we open up above $6.40, I think chances are we're going to take out today's high of $6.75, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this trading at around $7 or $8. So again, in my opinion, nice setup. You can see it dating back to May of 2018, rounding bottom here, and then you had the breakout. Stock went as high as $6.75, pulled back, closed at $6.40. So again, heading into tomorrow or at some point this week, I'd be paying attention to that $6.40 level. If we can open up above that tomorrow, I think the chance of this hitting or taking out $6.75 increases in my opinion. What else? All right, so let's wrap it up and round it out with ticker RBZ daily chart dating back to around April of 2019. But we can focus in on price action here. Stock is off north of 40% on the day. So huge decline today with confirming volume. I see a close here of 158. Stock went as low as 150. So it kind of bounced off of that support. And we can call that support level 145 to 150. It's held for the most part since July. So that's a decent area of support. Again, we bounced off a support of 150 to close at 158. Today's low clocked in at around 150. So heading into tomorrow, if you're looking to actually go long or you're wondering whether or not you should let go of your position, you want to pay attention to exactly how the stock opens up heading into tomorrow, right? So if we open up, in my opinion, below 158 and we take out today's low of 150, that's not a good sign. More than likely, the selling will accelerate and this will potentially drift lower. However, if we open up above 158 and we can sustain that move, that's a good sign. The next step you'd want to see is for it to actually take out today's high of $1.90. If we can do that, I think $2 or $2.50 is around the corner. I don't think that we're there yet. Again, the stock is off about 40%. So I think it's really just not curious. I think it's really important rather to pay attention to how the stock opens up tomorrow. Above 158, good sign. Below 158, not so good of a sign. All right, so that's kind of my take on ticker RBZ. I'd actually stay away because, again, any stock that's off 40% in one day, in my opinion, is a technically broken stock. All right. So that's kind of it. That's kind of it. Let's cap it there. Tina here once again from ShortMeTina.com. If you enjoyed any portion of this video, I'd like for you to do 3 things for me. 1, comment in the comment section. What do you think about my analysis? Agree, disagree? Let me know in the comment section. That's the first thing. Second thing is I do videos Monday through Friday, so ensure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel at ShortMeTina. And last, I've been trading for well over 15 years. So if you think you can learn anything from me, then definitely head on over to our website, ShortMeTina.com. Sign up, become a member. Thank you for listening, and as always, thank you for the support. I will talk to you